What's going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always, and what's up? How you been? It's been a while. It's been a good, 3 months that we haven't had any of the Fourth Impact, the Filipino content in general. It's been a while. Specifically regarding Fourth Impact, I kind of made a decision. I just want to let you guys know for anybody that cares. I don't think I'm going to be going back to Fourth Impact pre-X Factor. We've checked out a lot of the content. We've checked out the K6. We've checked out the smaller stuff that happened before X Factor. We checked out X Factor, which was fun. We checked out the stuff post X Factor. Their single that they dropped, and we're checking out what it is today. But unless I get something like I don't know, unless we do maybe like the X Factor origin story and or the origin story that is their like homemade movie clip reel that's been put together, whatever that is. I think I have both of those. Unless I do that, I probably won't be doing a whole lot of Fourth until their new stuff comes out. I don't want to be the person that... Let's fix that microphone. I don't want to be the person that does Fourth Impact reactions for the sake of. You know, I'm not trying to get, every view I can and every sub I can by doing something I really don't want to do. We've checked out a lot of Fourth Impact stuff, a lot of it with crappy quality video and audio. I'm really looking forward to some of the awesome stuff, some of the new stuff, some of the official stuff that they're putting out. Not something that was recorded with a 2004 camera, video cam, So I don't want to do things just for the sake of. If anything, I'd probably go back, maybe check out, I think, what is it called? The Mika, M-I-C-A, the Misa sister. I don't know what it's specifically supposed to be read as. But if anything, I'd probably check out some of that stuff, which shows, I think, them at a very, very young age, starting out all the new stuff. But yeah, I just want to kind of focus on the newer stuff they're putting out. And with that, I kind of want to thank all the people that decided to stay with this channel, hanging out, being a part of the Legion, subscribing, and staying subbed. Even though it's been a big gap between Fourth Impact. They're not putting out a whole lot of stuff regularly. And if there is, I haven't been really linked it. So, for all the people that stuck around and been a part of that, I appreciate that. Well, let's restart this video right now. So, what's going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always. And we got some Fourth Impact stuff. It's been a while. We got some Fourth Impact stuff. This is a cover song. We don't have anything specifically new from them, or original, I should say. But we got a cover. So, let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good. Hello? Can you hear? I can't. Why is there like an SS logo? That was weird. Rockabye? I don't know the song. Good autofocus there, guy.
She's gonna rest so far away from my father's daughter. She just wants a life for her baby.
Right.
All on her own, no one will come. She's got to save him. She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. She tells him your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow.
I don't know how to feel yet. I haven't heard the song before.
Somebody's got you, rockabye, baby, rockabye. I'm gonna rock you, rockabye, baby, don't you cry. Rockabye, whoa, rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. Single mama, you doing out there, facing your life without no fear. Just so you know that you really care, cause any obstacle come, you will prepare.
Alright, it's growing on me a little bit. It seems like a very simple cover so far. Nothing crazy.
No one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna
The three harmonizing is a little different from what we're used to. For me, at least. I definitely think the three of them harmonizing is different than I've heard before. I liked it. Seems like we got a little bit extra from each one so far. We're getting a good chunk of solo from every girl, which is always nice to see. That was a big thing I used to talk about in the X Factor performances. I always like it when it's all four of them, man. So not hearing that song before, studio sessions, and their logo, Jesus, dude, how stupid can somebody be? Like, how dumb are they? Like, how stupid? Why do they have, like, I understand when rock bands have used it before, but it always reminds me, just because you tilt it a little bit doesn't mean it doesn't look any less than the SS symbol. Come on. Like, who actually uses that? Metal groups use that, and I wonder why. That was, I think the arrangement of their vocals is different from what I've noticed. Maybe they've done it in the past. I'm not going to say it's been a while. I don't remember. In X Factor, the formula was kind of, one comes out. I didn't realize that the one like in the middle on the right was actually looked like a lot shorter and smaller than the rest of them. But it was her, and I believe the one on her right that are always like, I think if I'm correct, it was her and the other one, the two on the right, that are always like the big heavy hitter voices, if I remember. They look so similar sometimes I get them mixed up. But the formula for X Factor was that one would come out with a huge kind of hit, they would all kind of, the other three would kind of back up, one would come out with the voice, and then they would kind of mix it up. They would all harmonize together as four. And then later on, sometimes you would get all four of them giving their own little, 10 seconds to shine in X Factor. You got to do it quick. So it was either one performance or every performance, one of them would have kind of a featured role. I believe Selena's her name, the one on the far left. She always was doing the harmonizing a lot. And it seems like she gets the more of the singing, speaking parts, and not, I've heard her do huge belts before, and I really like her voice. She's probably one of my favorites, I think, out of all of them. But she usually has a lot of the lowers, a lot of the singing parts that are, I don't know what operatic, I don't know how to say the word. But that's what I usually remember. Now, in the Fourth Impact, a lot of what we've seen when they do covers and their arrangements, they always focus on the four of them harmonizing. It's been a huge staple. And I said in one of my older reactions, I got kind of tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. It is. And that's the problem with covers. You can only arrange things so different. They have to stay in their wheelhouse. They have to sing in their strength. They're not going to do something crazy that they're not good at without practice. So a lot of the covers were a very similar formula. Their song, Diva, I think, something Diva, if it wasn't just Diva, that song was completely different. I loved it. It was so good. Now, this cover, for me, was a little different, and I actually really like this. Definitely on the top 5, I think, better covers. Sorry for the sniffles. It's just my nose. Allergies. You know how it is. So in this, it started out with, of course, middle left had she had her vocal session. There was some other stuff that went on, and of course, the one in the middle right decided to kind of be the primary voice the entire time. The first thing we got to see was a 3-girl instead of 4. We got to see 3 of them harmonize, which it is different. If you really listen to their 4 stuff, the 4 of them together compared to the 3 of them, the 4 of them makes this huge, like, what do you call them? Like the choir almost. It almost gives them a choir sound. It's just 4 unique voices going crazy and harmonizing, like I always say, perfect. But when you got 3 of them, it is a noticeable difference. Instantly did I feel like I was listening to something a little different. Then they got kind of crazy, and it was kind of cool. They did 2 to harmonize. And then Selena sang, and one of them was harmonizing, and then Selena, I believe, was singing, and then the 2 in the middle left and the far right, they were harmonizing. It was kind of a unique arrangement of vocals that I thought was so different from anything they've done before, or anything I at least remember them doing. I think when X Factor came out, I was doing what X Factor judges were doing. I was critiquing their performance. Every other time I've reacted to Fourth Impact, I think because I've done so much of their content, I've always just kind of judged their singing from a very simple scale of, do I like it, do I don't like it, and if it's kind of in the middle, what would be improved? Or what are my thoughts? What's my positive criticism? Because just because maybe I'm not a fan of a certain song doesn't mean I'm saying it's bad. It's just that's not my thing. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I was judging them very simply and just kind of overall, do I like the video and everything on the video? And a lot of times the quality is always kind of bad as far as the video quality. Never them, for the most part. And I think that's kind of how I judged it. I did it very simply. Do I like it? Do I don't? And on this one, honestly, it was very different. And this kind of really made me start to like critique their music, I think, more thoroughly from the the 3 minutes we just listened to it. Not like going back and listening to it over and over again, but I think when you listen to some group so many times, you just become so casual at it. And I very much think I was very casual after X Factor and doing a lot of their other small concerts they were doing at malls and stuff like that. I got to the point where I was just very casually reacting to them. And this, I think, kind of made me see a whole different kind of arrangement that they haven't done in either a long time or for the most part. Very much enjoyed the way they did the song. Never heard the song before. I thought they put it together pretty well. I've said this before. I say this on a lot of music that that are either. There is this different level. There's the people that are touring the world, and then there's everybody else that's trying to get to that point. And every time we listen to somebody that's trying to break out, they have something all in common, which is the beginning of their song is usually boring. That song was kind of boring, and the way they were doing it at the beginning, there was like a lot of build-up, which I guess I just wasn't a fan of. Not really. You could probably tell I was just kind of like, okay, the music's good. I like what they're doing. I like the arrangement, but the song in general, I think, maybe not so much them, excuse me, but the song in general, I'm like, oh, it's building up. Okay, I got it. Unless you're a huge fan of, I assume that sounded like Latin music, you're just like, okay, it's just kind of going. It's the same thing with like rock and roll or anything that you're a fan of. If it starts slow, if you're a fan of that artist, that genre, it doesn't really matter to you that much. But when you're listening, what the fuck was that? I don't know what that was. I don't think you heard that. I sure as hell barely heard it. But when you're listening to a group do a cover of a song from a genre that you could care less about, you're going to be a little bit more hard, I think, on everything. The song in general, the people covering the song. So I definitely felt the beginning of the song was very slow for me. But the part where they had the duo solos, or what? That's not a thing. The duo harmonizing, and the three of them harmonizing, having Selena sing with the rest of the girls doing their thing. It was all so different, and also knew that it made pretty much from the middle-ish towards the end of it a great song. Very fun to listen to, and I wish the whole song could have just kind of started with a whole upbeat feel. I've never been a fan of music that starts and has a voyage and a journey that we all have to go on before we get, the last 30, 50 seconds of actual good music from these artists. That's how I feel, I think, in general for all music. So I'm not a fan of pop music. I don't like whatever it is that there's like Celine Dion and all that, like that whole genre of music all the way to pop. I'm not a fan of that. Because of that reason, I don't need like an origin story for your effing song. I just want to listen to good music with good beat. And your slow build-up is something that I'm not a fan of. And I'm not talking about Fourth, I'm talking about all musicians. It's probably why I gravitate more to more intense music than I do, or whether it's rap, rock, metal, screamo. Hell, I can listen to some Spanish music with a Spanish horn. Insane. I don't like soft build-up. That sounded weird. I don't know why. It just sounded a little weird. But I think they took a song that I probably wouldn't have liked normally, and they made it incredible towards the middle and end. Like I said, I've said it a million times. The arrangement, I thought, was definitely something I would love to see them do and continue on. I can't wait to see what more music they put out. I thought the Unleash the Diva, excuse me. So for anybody that may have stopped the video and put the name of that song down below, you can go ahead and tell them that they should have finished the video, because I actually remember the name of it. But yeah, so I can't wait. Somebody let me know in the comments. Somebody tweet me. Is there a time schedule for their music? Are they coming out with anything new, original? Because I thought Unleash the Diva, even though I kind of criticized the lyrics and how it sounded, I still like the song, and I prefer Unleash the Diva, that song, and this cover pretty much more than anything they've ever done, honestly. It has more, this song, even though it's a cover, had more of their own flair on it, a very unique kind of rendition that they want to do. Maybe it's just forward thinking. Maybe they've done this so long now that they're changing up their style just a little bit. And Unleash the Diva was something that I felt that was so different, because it was their words, their music, everything they could do, as far as I know, compared to like doing a cover of Michael Jackson or whoever else, where the words are set in stone and the music's a certain way and you can only alter it so much. You can't, you have to kind of go to a certain formula with that. So I'm hoping that if they have something new, it continues the trend of Unleash the Diva in their own style and their own voice with their own kind of way of doing things, instead of having to worry about what's going to be popular on some stupid game show type situation or competition. And maybe pandering to the fans of the people they're doing covers for. I know that maybe you don't want to hear that, and maybe they try to put enough originality into it so that their fans and the fans of the original song owners, or the fans of them, can come together and have some kind of positive melding. Because I've said this before, you can't do something like Michael Jackson and then like, if you're going to do your own version of it, you have to be extremely talented. You have to make it go through. If someone's going to do a cover of Nirvana and they butcher it, they're going to get destroyed by Nirvana fans. That's what's going to happen. So I felt like whenever they do a cover, they don't fully just tear it down and rebuild it the way they could. Because they're extremely talented, and I think they could take any cover, whether it's Michael Jackson or Madonna to whatever this was right here, and they could do their own version. Fucking La Bamba, something from Selena, yeah, the Spanish singer that passed away some time ago in like 96, I think. Is that too late? That might have been too late. I don't know. I think that they could take any of the iconic songs for the most part and destroy them and rebuild them back up in a Fourth Impact fashion. And I think when they become more independent and they step away from doing covers and have more of their own music, and they can maybe come back and revisit some of their covers. If they had like a stint in Vegas with some of their own music and then they did some covers, but this time because they have their own notoriety, they could just redo the song their own way, and I'm sure everybody would love it. Those are my thoughts. Whether you agree with them or not, leave a comment down below. Love to see hear all the comments, man. It's a discussion. Nothing I say is for the masses. These are my personal opinions, and if you agree with them or disagree, it's all good. It's all about having a conversation, and yeah, if you have your own views of what you think Fourth should stand for or what they could do with their own music, that's all good, man. I'm not telling you how to listen to them. I'm just telling you what I think. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. Once again, my name is Ezra. I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next. I do appreciate everybody that sticks around, even on the dry spells. I mean, you don't have to like all the other reactions I do, but for the ones that stick around for that new content from Fourth or the Filipino community in general, I do appreciate that. And that's really awesome of you guys for sticking around and hanging out. Even if I say something you don't like, I mean, I try not to be negative. I try to just kind of offer a different view of looking at things. So never feel like I'm attacking your artist or something you like. Unless I specifically come out and say, I fucking hate that and I hate the people that did it. You know, that's a clear indication that I'm attacking something. If I don't agree with your reviews, that doesn't mean I'm attacking. It just means I look at things a different way. And again, I think that'll be the final thought. Later, guys. See you on whatever video I'm doing next. Later.